Hey guys, James Scully from the Wall Breakers here with a short message about how you can become a patron of Breaking Walls at patreon.com/thewallbreakers. But first, thunder, wind, rain, suspense, night. Starting with Breaking Walls episode number 75 on February 15, 2018, Breaking Walls will take on its first long-term story arc with a documentary on the history of American dramatic radio. The story will start at the beginning of radio. Will begin before there was any programming to dramatize, when the only wireless communication was one that could be had with someone in person. We're going to move chronologically through moments and eras, focusing on the creation of radio, the rise of the major networks, most of which still exist today, programming, shows remembered and forgotten, industry growth, and how television caused the decline of dramatic radio in the 1950s, eventually killing it in 1962. And we won't stop there. We'll go past the 60s into the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, taking the story into the present and future, releasing 2 shows per month. The era of radio broadcasting, known as the Golden Age, essentially spans the birth of the networks in the late 1920s through 1962. It's called this because it was an era in American entertainment when radio was not only a service for news, talk, and music, but the main place people tuned in to hear their favorite dramatic shows, comedies, adventure serials, soap operas, and big sporting events. I discovered the Golden Age of radio on Christmas Day in 1999, when my grandfather and grandmother showed me a box set of 60 old-time radio shows selected by Walter Cronkite. My grandfather popped on an episode of a science fiction show called X-1.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years.
I was instantly hooked. A large part of why I began Breaking Walls in 2014 has to do with the Golden Age of radio. I discovered audio that day. Audio drama truly is the theater of the mind. If you support the show for as little as $1 a month, you'll see some of the things I'm offering, like over-the-air shout-outs, written shout-outs, custom commercials built in to the Wall Breakers Breaking Walls episodes in your honor. We can do things like cutting room floor clips, invites to BYOH parties, bring your own headset, aka radio, audio, and cocktail parties that I'm going to be throwing. And if you know me, you know I love a good party. And I think it's incredibly important to make this documentary now, while the last members of the people who were working in the radio community in the late 1960s or before are still with us. That's 50 years ago. And it's an underreported story about a piece in American history, American entertainment, that ended 55 years ago and we don't really know that much about. If you don't go out of your way to discover radio, you have no idea that this whole genre of entertainment existed. So I'm going to make the story audio because I believe audio is the right format because it's the same medium. And we're going to do this story chronologically and build it throughout. I actually don't have a set number of episodes planned out, but I do know that I want it to be the most comprehensive documentary in the history of radio. So that means several dozen episodes over the course of multiple years. We're going to begin this at the birth of radio, as I mentioned, and we're going to weave it organically throughout. And if you want to be a supporter of the show for as little as $1 a month, you can go to patreon.com/thewallbreakers. I'll be forever grateful for any help that you might give me in getting this documentary done. And I hope that you enjoy what's been going on with Breaking Walls. I've been making these mini documentaries for the last year. And in the meantime, I'm incredibly excited to put this documentary together. And I hope that you keep getting out there, keep breaking those walls. My name is James Scully, and until the next time you see or hear me, I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you very much.